Promotional consideration for DIGITALK provided by Swag at 67 High Street in Danvers.
Coming up on DigiTalk, Google is getting into the fiber optics market, and Apple is making its way into the streaming music market. Later in the show, we have a special report from our very own Nathan Young. We also have Jay's Smart Computing and Bill's Effect of the Month. So stick around. This is DigiTalk. Alrighty, well, I want to welcome you all to DigiTalk. My name is Sarah. We got a great show planned for you all tonight. It's going to be a lot of different new things. It's really going to be a good show. But before we get into anything too much tech related, we're going to talk about a couple of local things real quick. And right now we're going to talk about the dead season in Salem, which kind of sounds silly, right? You think dead season kind of sounds like, October, where, Halloween, dead. No, actually, this season in October around the September time is really, really quiet in Salem, believe it or not. It doesn't kind of build up until October, it just kind of dies down, and then October hits and it's crazy. A lot of times people don't want to take vacations so much into Salem during September because kids go back to school, and who wants to go to Salem in September when you can go in October where you're going to see a lot more different things. But it's still a good time to come, so come down to Salem. You might see a few people that work on this show downtown, so it's definitely a good place to stop by as well. There are a few ways to contact us. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/DigiTalkShow, or follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/DigiTalkShow, or you can email us at digitalk@jbdavisproductions.net. And you can call us here live tonight at 978-777-2720. So now is a time where we update you on what's up in the tech world recently. We have news up first with 4 topics to run through this week. So let's get right into it. It's time for the news. Google Fiber, the new internet service, will be in cities all over the United States. Google is planning to have the new service compete against companies such as Comcast and Verizon. It's currently causing plenty of controversy as it may be creating more discrimination issues in certain cities. According to an article on Wired.com, Google is making neighborhoods sign up before they install the service. The company says that its pre-registration model helps it keep construction costs down by only bringing the service to areas showing demand. Google has posted to their website a map showing parts of cities that have signed up, such as Kansas City. Green areas on the map indicate neighborhoods that qualify according to Google's requirements, and those displayed in yellow have not met Google's requirements. Neighborhoods that will not participate are not colored in on the map. Michael Liamata, who runs the nonprofit called Connecting for Good in Kansas City, says that, quote, the white affluent neighborhoods qualified and the primarily black lower income neighborhoods didn't, end quote. The lowest tier of service offered by Google's fiber guarantees a free broadband connection for at least 7 years, though customers must still come up with a $300 startup fee. Rick Chambers, executive director of the Center Education Foundation in Kansas City, says that, quote, there has been a digital divide before Google got into Kansas City. They didn't create this, but in their attempt to bridge it, they may end up widening it, end quote. Apple is currently talking about creating a program similar to Pandora, a well-known music streaming application. Ethan Smith of the Wall Street Journal says that the move, quote, would be a bid by the hardware maker to expand its dominance in online music, end quote. Christina Bonington of Wired.com says that, quote, Apple's iTunes is currently the world's biggest online music retailer, totaling over 28 million songs. A custom radio service built on the back of iTunes and the established network of Apple hardware owners could be a huge threat to existing services like Pandora, end quote. When the news broke this past Thursday, Pandora's stock dropped 18% within the first 24 hours. Now, not only is Apple going to be a competitor to Pandora, but based on Apple's history of not letting similar products exist on the Apple's App Store, Pandora may be forced to give up a lot of customers. 24 hours after announcing a plan to add forced advertisement onto Kindles, Amazon backed off of it. John Falcone at CNET.com received an email from Amazon spokesperson stating that, quote, I wanted to let you know that with Kindle Fire HD, there will be a special offers opt-out option for $15. We know from our Kindle Reader line that customers love our special offers and very few people choose to opt out. We're happy to offer customers the choice, end quote. Over the 24-hour period, the opt-out model reached all versions of the Kindle, not just the HD Kindle Fire that it was originally tagged for. There was a lot of confusion during that time between Thursday and Friday mornings as to whether or not the Kindle Fire really was allowing an opt-out selection. The idea is that advertisements on the devices allow the devices to be sold for less while gaining income by other means. When a user opts out of the constant barrage of advertising, they are charged $15 in order to make up for the advertising that they'll lose. Users want to choose whether or not to opt out, and this was seen all day Thursday on social media. Falcone, being a witness to the development, stated on CNET that, quote, the ensuing reaction on social media was, suffice to say it, mostly negative. The lack of choice struck a nerve with potential customers, end quote. This was the turning point for Amazon, changing their mind and returning to the opt-out model for all Kindles. Research in Motion, or RIM for short, is planning on releasing the BlackBerry 10 operating system in the upcoming months. According to Alex Saunders, the new BlackBerry operating system will have more apps than any other first-generation phone has had to date. The real competition for this goal lies in the Microsoft Windows Phone. The Windows Phone operating system opened its marketplace doors with 7,000 apps. Back in February, Microsoft held a contest to see which programmer could create the most useful and elegant apps for its new phone's underlying operating system. Microsoft is also trying to make it a viable third option to the Android and iOS. The real problem for RIM is its lack of cache and how far behind they are in the game. Although the Windows Phone is a latecomer to the market, they have dedicated fans in other areas. RIM's only real project and asset is its BlackBerry phone. Since that's falling behind schedule, will they be able to make up for lost time in such areas as their app storefront, or is it too late? Coming up after the break, we have Smart Computing with Jay and Bill's Effect of the Month coming up later in the show, the Gunshot. We also have a special treat for you, so you don't want to miss it. This is DigiTalk.
Diabetes is a killer. After I was diagnosed, I didn't feel sick, so I didn't listen to my doctor. Cool. Then it struck. I had a heart attack, then a stroke, and I was only 49.
People with diabetes are 2 to 4 times more likely to suffer a stroke than people without diabetes, and many who survive are severely disabled.
Don't let diabetes destroy your life.
Learn how to reduce your risk of stroke. Call for your free diabetes survival guide.
Can you tell?
Can you tell?
Does it look like I'm fighting a disease?
Fighting.
Fighting.
Fighting for my life.
Like my life expectancy is shorter than yours?
There's no outward sign.
But we're battling every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Worrying. Testing.
Treating.
Fighting. Diabetes. Diabetes has been called a silent epidemic. It's time to call it out for what it is. This is Brett Michaels. Join us. Choose to share, act, learn, and give. Help us stop diabetes.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
When I was president, diabetes affected nearly 10 million Americans. Today, more than 21 million children and adults are affected by diabetes, and another 54 million people are at risk of developing this disease. Type 2 diabetes can be prevented, and I want to encourage you to get involved and help stop this epidemic. Call the American Diabetes Association to get a special Jimmy Carter Diabetes Care Package.
I want to thank you all for joining us. This is DigiTalk. My name is Sarah. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. We've got a lot more in store for you as well. But before we get into that, I want to let you know that you can find our latest shows on DCAT servers at danverstv.org. You'll find these shows and all of DCAT's recent shows by clicking the On-Demand menu button at the top of the page. Jay has a little something prepared for us in tonight's Smart Computing segment, so let's get right into that. And without further ado, here's Jay.
Hello DigiTalk viewers, and welcome to another Smart Computing segment. As you know, having a good antivirus program is essential to keep your computer running in tip-top shape. There are many choices out there, including McAfee and Norton. However, these commercial programs have an initial cost up front and may include a subscription option to keep the programs up to date. Having a good antivirus program running on your computer doesn't need to be expensive, and I am here to tell you about a couple of free programs that will keep your computer running smoothly and virus-free. First, I should mention that these programs can all be downloaded and installed free of charge from cnet.com under the download section for Windows-based PCs. Up first is Avast free antivirus software from Avast Software. The current version is 7.0, and the great thing about the free program is that it uses the same scanning engine that is included in Avast paid products. Avast is fast and unobtrusive, will block many common viruses and spyware, and allows remote assistance from a friend. New features in version 7.0 include real-time updates and file reputation, which allows you to see if a file is truly safe before opening it on your computer. Sandboxing keeps suspicious programs away from the rest of your system, and WebRep provides protection while surfing the web. And while you Mac users may think you don't need an antivirus software, recent threats that have surfaced on the Mac have made it important for you to run antivirus software, and Avast has you covered with a free Mac version of their antivirus software. Again, you can download these programs from www.cnet.com under the download section, or visit www.avast.com to download or read more about their software. I would also like to note that if you are looking for advanced features not found in the free versions of the software, Avast offers very reasonable pricing for their paid products. Another great program for scanning viruses is AVG, and has been around for quite a while and is usually the program I recommend to people looking for free antivirus software. AVG Antivirus Free will detect and remove viruses and malware, but that is where the features end for the free version, so you may be better off with Avast or the paid version of AVG. AVG is also reasonably priced, so if you want to check that out first, a free 30-day trial is available. There is also free 24/7 phone support, which is often unheard of with a free program. AVG is also fast and won't take up a lot of your computer's resources. It is definitely worth checking out. You can visit their site at www.avg.com. And finally, we have Microsoft Security Essentials. This free program from Microsoft works great with the Windows operating system and includes malware protection, automatic updates, and ease of use. Like the other programs, it runs quietly in the background and provides real-time protection and updates. And for you business users, the program is available for small businesses that have up to 10 PCs. This is a program that I have installed on several of my own computers and has done a great job at finding and removing viruses and spyware. To download and install it, just visit windows.microsoft.com, en-us/windows/products/security essentials. Keeping your computer in good condition doesn't need to be expensive. Granted, while many programs offer more features, these free programs do offer you a level of protection and is of course better than not running anything at all. Feel free to check them out and let us know your thoughts or any comments you have by emailing us at digitalk@jbdavisproductions.net. That's it for this week's Smart Computing, and we'll see you next time.
Wow, thank you so much, Jay. There was a lot of stuff, a lot of really good information in there. I like to definitely, it's good to kind of dispel the Mac myth of not being able to get any viruses or anything like that. So it's kind of good to know what options we have out there and the prices and what's kind of our best option for that. So thank you so much, Jay. But we have a lot more to come. Stay tuned for Bill's Effect of the Month, the Gunshot. Find out what this effect is and his rating for it. We also have a special feature tonight, and you know you don't want to miss that, so stick around. You are watching DigiTalk.
I've been riding motorcycles most of my life. Like all motorcyclists, when I'm riding in town, I'm most at risk from car drivers turning across my path. When you're behind the wheel of a car, please look twice before you turn left at an intersection or into a driveway. Motorcyclists are out there. If you expect us, you'll see us.
All right, I want to welcome you all back to this show. This is DigiTalk. I also want to thank Danny for making that awesome commercial for our show that you just saw right there. Really cool. She's awesome. She's a great addition to our show. But I also want to know if you guys have any comments on any type of topic. If you want to tell Danny what a great job that was, definitely send it our way. Also, if you just have any random off-the-wall comments, or if you want to know something more about what we talked about tonight, definitely shoot it our way. But before we get into Bill's Effect of the Month, I want to let you know that you can help out on the show by becoming a member of DCAT and taking a couple of production classes if you live in Danvers. Just come to DCAT and let us know, or you can email us at digitalk@jbdavisproductions.net. This is a great opportunity for those that wish to get into the news business, or for those who just want a taste of what it would be like to be part of a fast-paced show. Come join our crew and be part of the fun.
Making the move. Can you still see the prompter?
Can't see the prompter.
You can?
I can't. Hello, DigiTalkers, and welcome to another Effect of the Month. I thought that this time, instead of talking about the flashy side and nature of visual effects, I would focus more on the subtle nature of visual effects. So with that in mind, here is my review of Video Copilot's tutorial on creating a realistic gunshot. This tutorial comes in two parts. First, creating the blowback of the barrel, and then creating the simulating lighting of the muzzle fast. First, like all of Video Copilot's tutorials, they offer you footage to practice with. However, they do not offer the muzzle flash or the color filter pack that mentioned in the tutorial. Those you'll have to buy separately on their website. You can still make the effect, but without those elements, it'll be a little more challenging to pull off due to the lack of reference to go by. I found this discouraging, and it may turn some people away from attempting this effect. Unlike other tutorials on VideoCopilot.net, these are really simple in the delivery of information. There really isn't much content in this tutorial in order for the guys behind the scenes of the website to provide any funny commentary, which they are normally known to dish out. But I can look past this, as this tutorial is straight and to the point. These tutorials are some of the first tutorials that VideoCopilot.net offered, so they're a little bit old, and they provide one example on how to execute this effect in one shot. You DigiTalkers out there are going to need to be creative if repeating this effect multiple times. Also, the shot they provide is only one example, which can lead to some challenges if you try to attempt this in a different shot. So be alert during your shooting. In the end, I found that these tutorials are necessary because they provide ideas to make your effects shots more detailed and show that visual effects are not just flashy things like laser, superpowers, or other examples I've mentioned in previous reports. These tutorials help users reach that extra level of realism, but I'll be getting to that in a future report on the show. I give the realistic gunshot tutorials an 8 out of 10. They are needed in making your effects more realistic and detailed, but they are simple in nature and may turn off while browsing through the Video Copilot website. I would definitely check them out though, because they will help you out in the long run in your effects work.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It's kind of good to understand that, you know, of course we think of special effects as being like big, crazy things, but there are more subtle effects that we kind of take for granted. And, you know, of course people don't shoot real guns in shows or anything like that. But it's really neat because, you know, it does have some kind of finesse and stuff that, you know, people actually work on. So thank you so much for opening our world to that.
No problem.
Alrighty. Well, here's our special treat tonight. Our AV technician, Nathan Young, is here to talk about the history of video games in his new mini-series called Through the Bits of Time. Without further delay, here is Nate.
Hello and welcome, DigiTalkers. My name is Nathan Young, the audiovisual technician here on DigiTalk, and I'm here to talk to you about my upcoming special report, Through the Bits of Time, a look back into games past and present. This presentation will cover the good old days of my most favorite pastimes ever since I discovered them when I was growing up in the early 1980s, 90s, and beyond. I will be talking about such things as the history of the various gaming console systems that have come out from first generation in 1972 to today's 8th generation up to 2012. We'll also be talking about awareness of how video games have evolved since 1972. For instance, if anybody remembers Pong, it was two little sticks bouncing a ball back and forth. Now you got things like Grand Theft Auto, Resident Evil, World of Warcraft, and even since Super Mario Brothers in the 1980s. I'll also talk about the influence of the video gaming culture, such as generational differences, how a lot of people today might be more into the MMO role-playing computer games, such versus one-player action-adventure things and puzzle games and stuff like that. I will be comparing the different various abilities of the consoles that have come out, and I will also discuss their common myths and common facts. Through the Bits of Time, a look back into video games past and present will be a multi-part series, the first of which is to be aired on an upcoming episode of DigiTalk in about 2 months. Thank you for tuning in to this preview of my special report. Once again, I am Nathan Young, visual audio technician.
All right. Well, that was fantastic. We have a lot of talent here at this show, and everyone here definitely contributes so much, and we have so many really neat features that are coming up, so definitely stay tuned. We've got a lot to go through and a lot more to come. But I want to thank everyone for joining us here tonight. If you have any questions, comments, anything about anything you've seen here, definitely let us know. We definitely have a lot of new features coming up. If you have any ideas or want us to talk about something, definitely email us. It's a good time to do it, and we definitely love to hear your feedback, so let us know. There are a few ways to contact us once more. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/DigitalkShow, or you can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/DigitalkShow, or you can email us at digitalk@jbdavisproductions.net. Now stay tuned to DCAT for Mass Factor coming up at 8 o'clock. From all of us here at DigiTalk, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in 4 weeks.
Promotional consideration for DigiTalk provided by Swag at 67 High Street in Danvers.